first, I will give you a little bit of a background on me, if you're not familiar with what I do and all that kind of stuff. My name is Holly Wolf. Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Holly Wolf. I am a cosplayer, content creator. I guess I'll call myself a YouTuber now. I've never really used the term, but I'm a YouTuber. And used to work for Playboy, Maxim, FHM, a bunch of modeling companies, as well as I went to school for musical theater and performing arts. So I have my bachelor in musical theater. I toured with a bunch of musicals and companies, stuff like High School Musical on stage and things like that in my early 20s. I also did stunt work on TV and film. I am from Toronto, so most of the larger productions, anything that would be traditionally New York based, it's all shot in Toronto. So I used to do a lot of set work. As well as dance. So that's my background. From there, I had to take acting headshots and company dance shots, and I slowly fell in love with photography and modeling. And so that's when, in my life, around 24 or so, I felt a little bit more comfortable with my body. I was constantly in, more scantily clad clothing for my dance and everything like that. So I decided to post for Playboy and do a lot of the more riskier modeling. I was never tall enough for fashion or runway, so I decided to go the other route, and it worked really well. It was lovely. And then from there, traveling around, working with a lot of companies for Playboy, it was so lovely. I got to do a lot of things. I stumbled upon cosplay. It's a really funny story because I was actually here in Vegas and I was working for Playboy Plus, and they invite a lot of models out, and we were going to EDC. And here's a cosplay. You guys remember that show, right? It was on TV late at night in my hotel room. And I should have been in bed, but I wasn't. And I binge watched like 5, 6 of those episodes. And I was just like, this is awesome. People do this. I already played video games my whole life. Love anime, love, movies, anything a little bit more within geek culture. But I was so busy with my life that I had never really looked into cosplay nearly as much. But I already knew how to sew. I already knew how to do set design and costuming from my schooling. And I slowly began to transition over into cosplay because I was already a model. And I already knew how to pose and use my face and all that kind of stuff. So for me, it was a 10-year gradual shift in what I do on social media. So that's basically how I got to where I am now. So it's basically a little summary, I guess. Anyone have any questions so far? Good? Awesome. All right. So within cosplay, within Twitch streaming, within YouTubing, all this kind of stuff, there's a lot that you have to think about if you want to start branding yourself properly and being a full-time content creator or things like that. And we'll kind of break it down into sections. So first, I'm going to kind of talk about the essentials within branding, kind of what to do and what to think about when you get started. And then I'm going to start talking about how to establish yourself as well as growing your community and your following and that kind of stuff. From there, we're going to go into kind of more depth on what it takes to make this more of a full-time job. And then from there, I'll go into working with brands and company and getting paid through sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. All right? Sound good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay! Okay. So when it comes to kind of basic branding and kind of deciding what you want to do, the first things you should really consider is obviously picking where you want to be placed, right? There's cosplay, there's Twitch streaming, there's crafting, all sorts of little areas within. So what I would do, focus on something that you personally love and that you already am doing actively, and dive into that further. Start following people who are already very active, that are very successful, and just kind of watch them and learn and try to pick up habits that they have, or maybe just kind of things that they're doing constantly, and really start to research others within those areas that you want to be in. Don't try to single focus on that one thing, but try to make something that you would be more so known as, and then you can slightly branch out from there. There are so many communities that people search for actively, so try to focus on that. For me, it was weird because I was known as like that Playboy girl that went into cosplay. It's really interesting at first because I had to kind of got a lot of hate for it, weirdly. Well, not weirdly. I got a lot of hate for it because I did have to really push through and say, no, I like this. This is what I like to do. I love playing video games. But my career before that was very different, you would say, but it doesn't have to be, right? You can meld things together. So try to be your own person and find something that people would be like, oh, that person does this and this, which is really unique and really awesome. Social media, okay, you have to be easy to find. There are a lot of people that I find don't market themselves the same throughout all platforms. You know, you want to be easy to find. You want your tags and your hashtags and everything to be cohesive so that it's super easy for people to find you. Your name should be easy to spell, and it's not hard to find you, even if it's on Google. You know, someone just Googles you, they can find all your stuff. So try to do like it's SEO, right? Yes. So just make sure you're easy to find. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, this is my Twitter and this is my Instagram and this is different. Da 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 da. So try to make everything super easy to find, good spelling, and that will really help solidify people being able to search you very easily. If you have the time as well, I would definitely look into a website, which is, you know, it doesn't have to be beautiful, but again, easy keywords to search through the internet and social medias and stuff like that. I have notes because notes are good. Okay, so when it comes to social medias as well, it's good to make sure you're on as many as possible. I have an issue with social media not liking me too much because of the nature of my content. So it's always good to have as many as possible. One, just so you have your username, your tags, and secondly, if you're only known to have one or two social medias, if something happens, if they want to take your account away like they love to do with me, or if that social media slowly dies over time, like we've seen that with things. Social medias, they come and go. So it's best to always be on as many as possible, even if you're not physically capable of using them all, you can over time. For example, I never liked Twitter when it first came to be. I was always a Facebook and Instagram person. But Twitter is the only social media that has stayed normal, I feel. And it's now become something that I feel is more, what's the word? I have no doubt that it's gonna not gonna go anywhere. You know what I mean? What is the thing? It's secure, I find. Like Twitter is really secure, and I feel like out of all the social medias, I hope it's always going to be there. So do your best to have everything. What also helps with that is people are able to find you on one social media platform and then follow you on everything else. Twitch is a really good example of how their discoverability on Twitch is extremely poor. Twitch has almost zero discoverability.
Facts.
It is terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah. Twitch metric sale if you use?
Yes, so finding people on Twitch is extremely hard. So all of those people who are really awesome on Twitch and you're able to find, it's because they are growing all of their other social medias as well. So I know we use our phones a lot. I know we're constantly just scrolling and doing nothing. Try and make your brain switch and be like, why am I scrolling endlessly? Why am I not working on myself? Why am I not doing something for me that can help me on the social media platforms that I am right now wasting my time on? So get a YouTube channel, get a Twitter, get a Twitch, get everything within what you want to do, okay? And use that to your advantage to cultivate people to come and find you. But yeah, Twitch is bad. I love Twitch, I'm a Twitch partner, but the discoverability is extremely lacking, right? Get on TikTok. TikTok is amazing right now. And like, yes, so TikTok. Always try to just be on the lookout for new social medias that are up and coming, that can help you grow on that social, but also expand to all your other ones, right? Which is amazing. Video as well. I had a hard time for a while doing video. Video is key. It really is. Because there are billions of people in the world. Doing video lets your audience and let people really know who you are. As a person, as a creative, just as a, just like a social media influencer or a content creator in general. So really, I know it might be hard for some to do stuff. It took me a while to like even vlog in public. You know, it wasn't my thing, but I forced myself to do it. And eventually, it's easy, it comes with ease. Now I get people asking me in public when I am vlogging, they're like, oh my god, don't you get like weirded out doing that or having people watch you? No, just you have to try to overcome those things if you want to be a content creator or something within the realm of the internet, you have to try your best to get over personal hurdles that you have. And you can YouTube, but video in general. People love to follow others who they connect with, who they vibe with, they know your personality. I get a lot of models in particular because I still do a lot of stuff with modeling companies in general. I get a lot of beautiful girls that ask me questions about their Instagram going down because it's too sexy. Or they get taken off of social media, or they're not growing like they thought they would because they're pretty. But in the end of the day, there are so many different types of people all over the internet. There's so many beautiful girls on the internet, the type of thing. Like Patreon, for example, is a huge thing now, right? There are lots of people online who have to, I tell this especially to models all the time, it sounds really rude. Like, you're just a pretty face. Yeah, what makes you you, and what makes you able to have people relate to you and want to follow you, and want to especially invest in you, right? Like I have a Patreon and I have an OnlyFans, and they're both very successful, and I love them. And I think it's because I'm not afraid to do lots of video. I'm not afraid to put my personality out there, and I'm just being myself, right? And I think a lot of people take that for granted because people just want to relate to others, especially if it's only online. It may not ever be in person. There are so many people in the world that just want to watch others and relate to them. So I think that's a really big thing. It's video content, being yourself, and just be relatable. But no, okay. Let's see. Yeah, so I kind of briefed about your personality and doing what you love and showing that. So yeah, what makes you different? What makes people want to follow you? You kind of have to find that. And being interactive and stuff on your socials in general too. I see a lot of content creators that never reply back to their fans and never give them the time of day outside of posting. So they post and then they leave. which can be great, but I feel like over time, right, if you want to be like a personality for a long amount of time, if you want longevity, I think you should do those things first and foremost and really try to be as nice as possible and interact with people and really show your audience that one, you're a good person, but they can also talk to you without coming to your house or something like that, you know? So yeah. Oh, am I like going really fast? No, oh my god, I'm only 15 minutes. This is what happens when you do a panel by yourself. I'm like, oh, okay. When it comes to the workload that's involved with it, like is anyone here trying to do this like full time and have like content creation in YouTube or Twitch or whatever? Can you guys raise your hand? Like how many are doing this, trying to do this full time? Okay, cool, awesome. So obviously it's not gonna happen overnight. All right, like I feel like that's a big stereotype that we get now, especially with like a lot of YouTubers, and I hear a lot of kids, especially younger kids these days, being like, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. Which is a little terrifying to hear, okay, because it's a lot of work, right? Like I said, I've been slowly kind of changing how I do things for the last 10 years, but I have been doing this for 10 years. Even before that, because I was in dance companies and acting and a long time since I've been doing everything creative, right? So I've been using all that knowledge and everything that I've accumulated over time to be what I am today, right? It doesn't happen overnight. I would work 5 a.m. shifts at bookstores. It's called Chapters in Canada. It's a really big bookstore, Chapters in Canada. And I would shelf books at 5 in the morning till 9:30, and I would go to school, and I would do all my classes, and then I had a job after school. I worked at a coffee shop, and then I would have dance training. When the studios finished their dance training, I would go to some classes at 11 p.m. at night to do rehearsals for music videos or company shows. And sometimes I would even sleep in my car so that I could be in the parking lot the next day to work at the bookstore again. Because I didn't want to drive an hour home. So to get more sleep, it's fine. So the amount of work that it takes, and then you do all this social media on the side, book photo shoots on the side, like go to networking events, try to get my name out there, all this kind of stuff was all things that I was actively doing while I was trying to make as much money as possible to pay for my schooling, as well as pay for other things, you know? So the amount of time and investment that it takes to do this kind of stuff, it's very much worth it. I work from home now. I get to chill. I have a whole cosplay studio that I build my cosplays out of, separate from my house. I have a beautiful garden. I can chill in there. Like, it's lovely. I get to work from home, but I'm still working like 10 hours a day because I don't shut off, right? Because my life is on the internet. So you have to be prepared to work hard. And also, when you're starting out, more so, you need to have income somehow, right? You can't just not work and think that you're going to make money right away. It's not going to happen. If it does, you're pretty lucky, right? You're pretty lucky. And it's much better to work for it because those skills that you learn along the way are going to carry you much further, right? It just makes you maybe a workaholic, I don't know, but it makes you a better person and you're able to function better and just get everything done that you need to, right? So nothing's gonna happen overnight, and if it does, cool. But I've noticed when I watch people online, when I watch content creators, the ones that are still relevant today, the ones that are, for the majority, pretty happy with their lives too. They have been doing what they've been doing for a very long time and just growing, right? And just kind of switching, changing their crafts here and there because of the trends that we see. Like, it's gonna happen. You have to watch trends and try to, you know, ride them a little bit not to change who you are though. So it's a fine line. But those who rise to fame go right back down pretty quick, right? For the most part. And the ones that don't, I don't really agree with what they do anyway. So, it's fine. But yeah, so work hard. It's a lot. When it comes to things like YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, I do hear a lot, like the more you stream on Twitch, the better. It's not true. Not true. Give yourself. It's not true.
100%.
No. You're essentially your own boss, right? So you need to be very aware of your time management. Schedule yourself as much as you can. Consistency is everything, especially on a platform like Twitch. Okay, so maybe you stream 2 to 3 times a week. You have a beautiful schedule. People know when to find you on Twitch. Awesome. I'm going to be here this time. Bam, bam, and bam. Use all that other time, again, because something like Twitch has 0 discoverability, use all that other time to either plan really cool shows for Twitch, things that are going to be really, really interesting that people will want to come back and watch. Use that to make a YouTube video here and there. Or even if it's just like a highlights reel or something like that from Twitch, you can reuse content to save yourself time, right? So you can always do things like that to really help. Post things on all your social medias at different times, because I forget who, I think it was like, I watch a YouTuber named Devin National. He's pretty cool. Yeah, you watch him? He mentioned that you can post the same stuff on different social medias all the time, just kind of drag it out a little bit. I'll post like a custom photo on my Facebook page, and then the next day I'll post that on Twitter, and then you kind of recycle the same content within a few days, but the actual percentage of people that will see it on each platform is very low. So don't think that people are going to get sick of that. They're not. And if they do, whatever. They don't really support you anyway, so it's fine. So it's all good. You want people that are really there for you. And I experienced this a lot, especially when I became more open with, like, my relationships, for example. There's this weird thing with, like, girls and relationships on the internet. I don't know why. But I remember losing quite a few people when I got engaged. My engagement was very, very public. It was at a convention. But I noticed that after that small initial drop, it raised. Everyone loved it, and because I didn't lie about my relationships, I always kept everything very open online. Some people might not be okay with it at the beginning, but again, the people that really relate to you and really follow you are the ones that you want. And those relationships with people online can take time to build. And you'll lose followers, you'll gain them, fans, whatever. And it's those people that you want that really support you for who you are, right? So those are the ones that you care about. I think it's like you have 100 people that give you, it's called like 100 true fans, right? You have a core group of people that support you, whether it's, Patreon or Super Chats or Twitch subscribers and stuff. You have a core small base of people that support you. You can make a full-time income on that. So it's about finding those people, right? I have, like I said, a pretty dope Patreon, and what I noticed is the people that stay around are the ones that obviously love my content because they love it, but they're just overly supportive about everything that I do. And they like my fiance more than me, I feel. Like every time he comes on my Twitch and takes it over, because he's a butthead like that, they're more happy to see him than they are me. And I'm like, oh, alright, this is fun. Those people are giving me a good amount of money each month to see like sexy photos of me. So that's what I'll do. But they're the ones that are like truly supportive. So you want to find those people. right? All right, kind of talked about managing your time wisely, right? When you work for yourself or when you're trying to work for yourself, you're the only one responsible for your income and for your time and what you're doing. So you can't be lazy. And if you are lazy, you're not going to make any money. Okay, so it's up to you to work as hard as you can without obviously wearing yourself out, but work smart and do what you need to get all your stuff in check. Yeah, I put you are your own motivation in my notes. Yes. So you are your own motivation. So it's up to you to organize and plan and get things done that you need to. Also invest in yourself, right? Have those part-time jobs, full-time jobs on the side because you need income, obviously, to live. But you also need that to help supply what you need and want to start your own company, your own content creation, all that kind of stuff, right? I had to pay for acting headshots and modeling shots, and I paid, to this day, I pay photographers. I paid to get beautiful shots of myself to start out so that people could see what I looked like with a professional team. 7 years ago, I was not good at makeup. So I would love to wipe those photos from the internet, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But you need to invest in yourself, right? And that takes time, and it also takes money. Whether it's good, decent camera equipment for streaming, teaching yourself how to edit, buying decent editing software, all that kind of stuff. You need to invest in yourself to make money. Most larger businesses don't hit green until 2 to 3 years in, right? You need to make sure that you are doing everything you can to make yourself succeed, and that's going to take money and time. Oh yeah. Next. Well, don't use people. Okay? Put that in my notes. I'm like, network, but don't use people. Obviously, you want to surround yourself with like-minded people, right? People who are also doing what you do or trying to do what you do, people that are very motivational and will help you and uplift you to do the things that you want to do, right? Make friends with people that are successful. There's no problem in that, right? Don't use people. I see it a lot. I see it a lot these days. People kind of try to ladder climb and try to use others to get higher on the scale. It may work for a little bit, but over time, it doesn't, right? Everything kind of comes to light, and it's just not good, right? It's not good. It's not good to be that type of person, and it will most likely bite you in the ass at some point. So network, go to events, be as happy as possible. Be as kind and nice as possible to everyone around you, and try to network and gain skills from others and all that kind of stuff. But just do it with good intentions, obviously. Yeah. Any questions so far? You want to talk about